Hi guys, how you going? Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be fitting a 200 watt solar panel to the Pajero. Now, in previous videos you would have seen, again if you're a subscriber of the channel, I've actually installed the 200 watt solar panel on the Pajero before, but I had a whole different setup. So I had the factory rails, I had crossbars, and then I had a King's rack. So that's all gone now, and I've basically replaced it all, put a whole new backbone system, new crossbars, and I've put the OpenRoad 270 awning back on. And again, it's an absolute beast. So if you go back to the channel, there's a whole heap of videos on the OpenRoad 270 awning. So you can go see all the setup, the installation videos and so forth. There's a really comprehensive overview on that. Again, it's got awning walls, it's got inbuilt lighting, poles, the whole kit caboodle. And there's even, I'll pop up a discount code. If you want to purchase one, you can get a discount with it as well. But what we're here for today is that basically I put the backbone system back on the weekend, and after a couple of days I was missing not having a solar panel permanently mounted up there, because I run my fridge and freezer in the car 24/7. I've got a lithium set up in the back of the four-wheel drive, but basically it's the bits and pieces of driving and charging up with the alternator is just not cutting it, and so I really need to get that solar panel back on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take you through the process. Now, I see through a lot of the forums and whatnot and various different four-wheel drive channels, a lot of people end up cracking solar panels or damaging them and go through all sorts of dramas because they haven't mounted them properly. So what I'm going to do in this video is take you through what I did, and I had the previous panel up on there for over a year with no issues whatsoever. You need to take the time and install these things properly, or else you're going to have problems. Alright, so I'll take you through the process. It'll be very detailed and I hope you get something out of it. And yeah, let's get into it. Alright guys, so the first thing to point out with this King solar panel, and like many of them, because most of them all come out of the same factories, so these come with pre-drilled mounting holes, okay? They're in a specific position which may work for you or may not. Now, one of the big problems with this panel is if you were to just get this panel, pop it on the roof of the car, and then try and get underneath and try and put nuts and bolts and try and screw this up and line things up, it's basically impossible. So Kings have a set of other brackets which you can utilize, which you can purchase for mounting to flat roof racks, whether it be steel or aluminium and so forth. And in mine, because I had a wire one, it just wasn't going to work. Whereas some of the flat aluminium ones, yeah, no worries. What I worked out was another way of mounting them, and it was irregardless of the position, and that made it super easy for the install. So I'll show you that next step now. Alright guys, so what I ended up purchasing, and I'm also very mindful of weight with my whole vehicle. Probably I need to be more mindful for myself. But yeah, with this, I've got just some lightweight aluminium, and it's about sort of 40 mil by 20 mil, which was absolutely perfect. Perfect width, perfect height. And then what I did was I drilled holes in here, which matched up exactly with the holes on the solar panel. And then what I've also done is I've put in these U-bolts. So again, you go to your local Bunnings, you'll get that from your local Bunnings, your local hardware. I purchased some of these U-bolts, and the flat one, not the round one. And then what I did was I ended up taking this piece of aluminium, popping it up onto the roof, lining up with the roof rails, and then basically drilled my two holes, put in my U-bolts, and then Bob's your uncle. So I'll show you that next step now. Alright guys, so here we go. So what we've done is we've popped the solar panel up on the roof. Now you need to work out roughly what's going to be the right position for you. Now the things you need to be mindful of and take into consideration is, so for instance what I have is, I've got my OpenRoad 270 awning on the left hand side here, so the brackets take up X amount of room. And then I've got a little bit of spare room left on this side. Now, a lot of people, for aesthetic reasons, might want to put it dead center. but that's not necessarily probably the best thing to do. You might have some max tracks that you want to sort of mount up here as well. So maybe pushing the panel all the way to the left is the best option, or all the way to the right. Other things to keep in mind is that there is a power box underneath the panel. Make sure you factor that into your decision, and then also with the cable itself. Now I'm lucky, what I do, and again it's not the ideal situation, but I just run my cable down the side here. I've been running it like that for over a year now. I've had no issues with water ingress and so forth. And where it actually plugs in, my King's panel is right there. So it literally just plugs straight into it, nice and simple. So for me, that's perfect. Somewhere along the journey, you know, I may look at drilling holes through the roof and whatnot, but I'm not so keen on it. But you do whatever's best for yourself. You'll see that currently it's sitting across 3 bars. I've always had just 2 U-bolts. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to utilise 2 U-bolts on each side. And then basically what we need to do now is basically line up these bits of aluminium. I'll show you the next step. All right guys, this part's not rocket science. So basically all I've done is I've just lined up basically exactly where the holes are on the panel with the holes I've made into the aluminium bar, so I know they line up. Then from there, I've then marked the holes in both positions, and I've just basically gone and again lined up. I've just lined up my U-bolts, popped them over the crossbars, and then I've just marked the hole positions. And again, and do a slightly oversized hole. You don't want anything too perfect because or else it ends up being a pain later on. Now, one of the things you'll notice also, and this is the absolute key with these solar panels, is I've got some high density rubber. Now, I got this from Bunnings, so I'm sure you'll be able to get it from your local hardware anywhere. And then what I've done is I've lined the inside track of this. And what happens is, what I see is a lot of cracked solar panels. And again, mate, you can't expect, I mean, it's supposed to be tough on glass and everything, but you know, you punish these things to absolute no end. Then you go back to the manufacturers or the shops and ask for a bloody refund and whatnot. If you just take a little bit more extra care with installation and, you know, put some extra precautions in place, it's just better in the long run, okay? I've had this thing up there for over 12 months now, and I've taken it all over Australia, all through the Simpson Desert, up to Kingunya. I've been over literally, I think the Googs track's over 400 sand dunes. I've been full driving up in the high country. Absolutely punished this thing. And this thing looks exactly the same as the day I bought it. And this high density rubber, again, is one of the main reasons why there is no cracks. And I've had no problems with it at all. You need to absorb some of that shock, because then you've got problems with, you know, the thing actually failing, whether it's a cracked glass or not, but you've shaken the absolute buggery out of it. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is drill those holes, and then I'll come back and show you the next step. And yeah, she'll be over very, very quickly. All right, guys, so one of the things I encourage you to get is a Christmas tree bit, okay? If you're going to be working on your four-wheel drives, this is ideal for drilling through into plastic, into sort of lightweight aluminium, into steel, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So for this purpose itself, it's great because you can drill straight through the rubber where you've marked your hole, go straight through the aluminium, and then you can sort of hollow it out to whatever size you want. Remember, the hole, make it just a little bit bigger. Trust me, it'll make it a bit easier. If you're super precise, absolutely. I've learnt over the years, I'm never that precise. And then flip it over, because you'll have lots of swarf around the other side. Clean it up. Grab your U-bolt. And guess what? I'm a little bit out. So with this, There you go. Be careful. And this metal swath goes everywhere. Be careful. Make sure you clean up everything before it goes back up on the roof, because it's going to end up dropping off everywhere, and then it's going to end up sitting on your roof and it's going to rust. So make sure, again, get a blower, whatever you need to, make sure you get rid of all of it. Alright guys, so what we've got now is we've got these two U-bolts in exactly the right position to basically go straight onto those roof bars. So before you mount this back onto your solar panel, go take it up and test it. Alright guys, so we've got both of them up here now. So we'll pop the U-bolts in. Okay. Both ends. Let's see if it fits. Perfect. Perfect. Guess what? Let's see if this one fits. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So we know these two things fit. Now let's go. Now, another thing to be mindful of, these U-bolts come in certain different lengths. Now, if the U-bolts are too long, just simply cut them down. Just a little bit of a tip though. Before you cut these down with a grinder or a hacksaw, however you're going to do it, screw on the nuts all the way to the bottom, then cut them. Once you've cut them, unscrew the nut off, okay? That'll make it super easy to get the nut back on, or else, again, you'll have some issues, all right? All right guys, so that's all done. So now we'll take all this downstairs, and then we're going to now bolt the solar panel to these rails, and then the next process is pretty easy. All right guys, so there's a very specific way to doing this, the easy way or the hard way, and trust me, I learnt from past experience. Everything's all lined up. What we're going to do now, with this piece of rubber, the easiest thing to do is when you're pre-drilling all the holes, put double-sided tape on the back of the rubber. So you're actually literally sticking the rubber to the aluminium, and that's just going to stop it dropping out all the time and being a real pain for you. Once you've done that, you've got all your holes pre-drilled and everything all lines up. What's going to happen now is that you're going to pop it on top, and then you're going to visually line it up with the holes. And if you've drilled everything properly, you're laughing. Now this is the hardest bit. Make sure you use lock nuts. Get your open-ended spanner ready. And what you're going to do is, you can see straight through. You're going to line up the nut in your spanner. You're going to slide it in underneath so it's exactly in the right position. And then you're going to thread this nut on. Okay? Now, if you do it this way, it'll go on super, super easy, and before you know it, you'll be right. And that's it. And again, set and repeat. I'll show you another one. So again, line up the nut in the spanner, push it through the hole, look from above, go grab your nut, push it through, start screwing by hand, and then once it grabs, start tightening away. All done, nice and simple. If you do it that way, you're laughing. All right, we'll be back in a tick. All right guys, so that's all done. So now everything is perfectly lined up, and what's going to happen is we're going to go put this straight on the rails. It's just going to go straight in, and then we'll pop the bracket underneath and a couple of screws. Bob's your uncle, and she's all done. All right, let's get it up there. Alright guys, so it might be hard to get a good shot in, right? But literally the U-bolts have gone straight over the crossbars, so it's perfectly in the right position. We've put basically one of these metal supports underneath, put on another washer, and we've put on a lock nut. And again, this is where you just need a bit of patience, okay? And you just need to keep tightening up until you get it to the right tension. And what I really love about this is you can actually see it. So if you need to do an inspection after going through a whole heap of corrugations and whatnot, it's very, very easy to see. And that is solid as. And the beauty is there's this layer of high density rubber in between this and that, okay? And that's like your shock absorber. It's absolutely perfect. All right, that's the first one. I'll go and do the other three, and then we'll have a bit of a chat and sum up, and we're all done. All right guys, that's it. So that was pretty quick and easy. It came up really, really nicely. Super simple. I love the fact that I can easily inspect it to see if anything's come loose. I love the fact that there's still room on the roof rack to bolt on a few other little bits and pieces. Be mindful of obviously the loads on your roof racks. Mine's capped at 100 kilos. So I've got a 23 kilo OpenRoad awning, plus the solar panel, and then whatever other bits and pieces I put up here. So I'll be well under the limits. Other things to keep in mind with the installation is obviously the power lead from the solar panel. And I've got to say, ever since I've had this solar panel on the car, I've been running my fridge and freezer 24/7 in the car for the last year. So I've never had to worry about it. It's only been the last few days since I installed the new roof rack and I haven't had the solar panel that I've actually missed it, because I nearly flattened the battery today. So it was like, okay, quickly guys, get this on. I'm off to the airport tomorrow, so it's going to be out in the baking sun all day. So I wanted to make sure that I had the solar panel on. All right. And then that little trick in relation to the aluminium angle plus the high density rubber is absolutely perfect. It just makes it really easy for the install. And look after your gear. You know, you want this to last several years, and it will. Look, it's Kings, yeah, but mate, I haven't had much drama at all. Again, a few little issues here and there, but the vast majority of the stuff I've been running on this car for years and years and years. I mean, I just took off the Kings steel roof rack. It was on here for like 16 years. Yeah, it had a little bit of rust in it and whatnot, but mate, it did the job for 16 years for me. So I was pretty happy. That's it. Quick and simple. If you're interested in the other videos in relation to the BGT 4x4 backbone system, go to the channel. There's 4 videos on that. If you want to understand how to remove your factory roof rails, go back to the channel. There's one on that too. There's also a heap of videos on the OpenRoad 270 awning. That's been an absolute game changer for me. I've been running that now for about 5 or 6 months, and it's been fantastic. Absolutely love it. And there is an OpenRoad rooftop tent coming soon. So come back to the channel and you'll see that one. It's a relatively lightweight, slimline tent, which I'm super keen to try out. I'm sick of sleeping in my swag, and again, I love my swag, but crawling into my swag and my hiking tent, I'm done. So I'm looking forward to the experience of a rooftop tent. Alrighty guys, as per usual, hope you like what you're seeing. I hope you're getting something out of it. Any questions, drop them down in the comments. And yeah, maybe I'll see you out in the road, out in the trails, or maybe just in the next video. Alright guys, cheers, take it easy. See you guys.